Hi, my name's David Glazebrook. I'm a photographer from the Blue Mountains of New South Wales. Monday to Friday I photograph people, but on the weekends I like to do astro, landscape and macro. So today I'm going to show you some macro tips and tricks that I use. I'm going to use some Godox lights and I'm also going to use a few of their light modifiers as well. We'll see how we can use that to shape and give some mood and texture to our images. What I'm seeing in here too from a macro perspective, but there's lots of little lichens that grow in here, little green little tinges, and so if we were to process this shot, it's not just about the strands and the black, but we've got these little specks of green in here that will become quite the little catchlight almost in the shots. So here at the moment, when I'm just going to go to aperture priority, I'm going to go to about ISO 800 because it's a fairly overcast day, which means we're not getting any hard shadows. At the moment you can use your hand to look at that sometimes and see that we're not getting any hard shadows cast, but it also means that my light is down. I'm going to start here at F8 and we'll see what aperture priority is. And we can see that those little bits of green fleck, they've got a bluey green fleck in them, they're quite good. And what we might do is see what we can achieve. A little bit of flash on here. So here's your holder for your bare bulb. Marry those two up. Put those on, and then this goes straight down over the top there. Locks in. I just tighten it all up, and I can actually just do a couple of test fires and just sort of see where my light's going to land. And what I'm trying to do is I'm going to try and put a little splash of light just around here. This is where I'm shooting at, as I said, at a 200th of a second at f16 at ISO 64. So I am several stops of light underneath ambient. And so when you shoot that way, we've turned daytime to nighttime. We can see we've got a lot more drama here now. Okay, so I've got a leaf here that I found in the garden. It's got a certain level of decay about it. We're here actually in my kitchen here at the moment. I've only got top-down sort of lighting, down lights here. I'm got to shoot it at a pretty high ISO at the moment because there's a slight little breeze here inside the house. The leaf turns a bit. I can only get about a 20th of a second here at the moment. But I'm just going to start this way, and it gives me an idea of what we're about to get. So let's just have a little look. So now what I'm doing is I'm introducing, I've got a AD200 Pro here with a snoot on it. So I'm really trying to control the light right down. At the moment, the ambient light's all over the place here, and I'm at that mercy of the ambient light. Here, if I put this on with a snoot, I can pinpoint the light on here as well. And I've just got it on a small little tripod. But now the speed of the leaf moving, it's only moving slowly here, and it's not a concern for me because the speed of the pulse of light that's coming out is going to be at 1,000, 2,000, 3,000th of a second. So it will freeze our subject. Shot under ambient, we can sort of see the settings here. I'm going to come in. Look at that texture straight off the bat there. The only thing that I would pick at the moment on that shot is I would say that the white balance is blue, it's too cool. I'm just going to go change it over to flash. We'll take another shot. So now I've got nice warm tones here on the leaf. I'm actually going to dial this down a little bit now because we've sort of still got a very sort of broad light here. I want it to give us a little bit more mood and a bit more texture. So I can just go to my trigger here and I'm going to come down, I'm at a 16th power. I'm going to come down to a 64th power, so that's down 2 stops. We're just trying to sort of see what textures we can create. This is a skeleton leaf, but with much less leaf left on it here now. We'll see how interesting we can make that. You can see I'm actually testing where the light's falling here. I gave it a couple of pops there. I'm just sort of making sure that the light is falling a particular way here. That shot there is actually just a single shot there with the light coming over the top. Here I am about to put a second light together. I'm putting the bare bulb in there, and I'm putting the second snoot that comes in that kit there onto another AD200 here. So you can see, yeah, this is the one that I was talking before about lighting overhead and down the bottom. So what I'm actually doing on this photo here, this leaf here, this leaf I've actually painted, it's a skeleton leaf, but I painted it with glycerin. Then what we're going to do here behind is I've placed just a bit of colourful wrapping paper. I find the more colourful the better. And what's going to happen is I'm only lighting the wrapping paper. I'm not lighting the leaf. What's going to happen is the leaf is going to turn to silhouette, and the colours are going to come through out of focus because we're shooting at macro level. So therefore it's going to have this stained glass-like effect. You can even just put the paper on a bit of an angle to try and change the look of what's happening there behind. Just out of interest, I have used papers that have got white backgrounds in them and coloured spots. I find papers that just are full of colour give a better result. And I'll go and grab some extension tube. These are extension tubes. I'm going to add a full stack of extension tubes on. You can see a 36mm, 20mm, 12mm. Essentially this moves the lens further away from the sensor. Thus, we don't have infinity focus anymore, but it lets me get in closer to these cells. What the snoot's doing there, you can see there, is it's helping control the spill of light that's happening around there. So this is really challenging conditions because essentially I'm sending the light straight back up the lens here. Just think about what you could do. I've seen watermelons done, strawberries done. You know, you might as well go to town on the fruit salad. I don't know if they'll be happy with you about it, but nonetheless, yeah, there's lots of little subjects in here. Here's one that I did on that day, which is a bit so-so, but this is a sample. I'll show you a good one of these, which I did several years ago. So before it disappears into your evening meal, that is a backlit oyster mushroom. Again, a single light coming from behind. I can shoot it warm, and then I can even just go and play with the color balance in post-production. Yeah, that's, yeah, oyster mushroom. So you can see I've got an AD300 there on the top, because I need a fair amount of light, and I've got an 85cm white softbox on top, a brown sort of sticky solution in a jar. You can see there's a syringe inside it. What that is, it's a mixture of water, dishwashing soap, and glycerin. I'd start with 6 parts water, 2 parts dishwashing liquid, 1 part glycerin. You can see here I'm actually blowing a bubble up with my extended straw. What you're seeing there, all those awesome colours, is just soap. And you have a look at this and you'll see within this series here that the soap changes over time. And that's just a lens cap I've put the solution in. I've got my macro on there. I've actually got a stack of extension tubes because I wanted to get in that close to those textures. Like a fingerprint, no 2 bubbles are the same. You saw when in the video there where the bubble moved really quick, it moved quick. That was just because I had straw and I blew on it, and I was just trying to rotate the bubble a little bit. I popped on my extension tubes onto my macro. This is on the bubble wall pattern here, so you can appreciate though that the bubble wall is a curved sort of surface. Now, so here that little syringe, I'm actually dropping drips of dishwashing soap onto it. This is actually a picture of a bubble degrading. But look, now it's got like a rusty patina, a real sort of texture to it.